Introducing to you first on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red trunks with white trim, hailing from Mayagüez, Puerto Rico, now living in Miami, Florida. She weighed in at an even 140 pounds with a record of 17 wins, 3 losses, and 1 draw. She has 9 wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome a fighter they call Brown Sugar, Belinda Laracuente. And her opponent across the ring, ready to fight on my left in the red corner, wearing pink trunks with white trim, fighting out of Orlando, Florida by way of West Virginia. She weighed in the same as her opponent, 140 pounds even. With only 1 loss in the last 10 years, her record stands at 38 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws, with 30 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome one of the top women's pound-for-pound boxers, known as the coal miner's daughter, introducing Christy Martin. Once again, a referee in charge, Jay Nady, now to give instructions, 8 rounds of boxing schedule.
There we go. Fighters, come to the center of the ring, please.
You have any questions? I gave you instructions in the dressing room. I want a good, clean fight. Obey my commands. Tennis glove is going to work. 8 rounds.
Bobby Chaz, how about the keys to victory for this fight?
Well, for Martin, she's got to keep the pressure on. That's her game. That's what she does best. Also, power shots. She has heavy hands, and the overhand right has been her best weapon. Laracuente's got to establish a good jab and also use that lateral movement from the outside. Keep Christy off balance and box smart. While she's out there, be smart and be careful.
Christy Martin has little patience when the bell sounds. It's all about offense, little defense, goes in looking for the knockout. Laracuente, a slick, technical boxer who moves well and can punch, good side to side and defense, and she'll need those assets tonight. She's never been knocked down. 17 of Christie's 30 knockouts in the first round, 23 in 3 rounds or less. Martin checked in just before the fight at 143, just 3 pounds over the weigh-in yesterday. Laracuente remained at 140.
Laracuente has nice leg movement. She steps around well, and she just stuffed a nice jab on Christy. Christy's looking to do just that, though, apply the pressure and get through.
The usual suffocating offense by Martin in her traditional pink trunks. While the incident with Lucia Riker was a big distraction, injuring 2 fingers on her right hand, she says it doesn't hurt when she punches. The damage is near the tips of her middle and pinky fingers, and when she makes a fist and hits, it doesn't really affect her. Laracuente told us she's never been off her feet, although she's been in some wars. She's been waiting 2 years for this fight. She says she's ready for anything. A very confident young lady.
I'll tell you what, she threw a nice combination did Laracuente. Ducked under Christy's and caught her again. Christy also, though, landing pretty clean.
Head down. Box.
Christy told us she feels Belinda is not a threat, not powerful. As she put it, this is going to be more like facing Camacho than Trinidad. But she did envision a brawl. Down she goes. It's no knockdown.
Come to me. Box.
Left hand blocked by Christy.
You see some swelling of red under Christy's right eye. One of those left hooks got through pretty cleanly. You saw Christy just back up there and tell Laracuente to come to her.
Remember, 2-minute rounds as this round comes to a conclusion, so there's more of a sense of urgency in women's boxing, as you could readily see. Coming up later, our main event, Reed versus Trinidad for the WBA Super Welterweight title. Earlier tonight, our featured fighters arrived at the scene. Here, of course, is the challenger, Felix Trinidad. When you think about all the significant factors going into tonight's fight, the experience, the weight, who's got the heavier power, the risk factor, Trinidad fighting a dangerous opponent. You also have to include the weather if it drops, but it probably won't be a factor because so far, so good. Earlier tonight, the arrival of the champion, David Reed, being from Philly, certainly more used to the cooler temperatures as opposed to the Puerto Rican Felix Trinidad. He says he's fought before on the outside, very confident that they will not have any adverse effect. David Reed and Felix Trinidad later.
Pick up that stuff on the floor. Box.
All right, here's round 2 as Christy comes charging right out. Scheduled for 8. Christy feels she's at the top of her game right now. Retirement isn't even an issue. She feels she's better and stronger today and doing the technical things better as well.
So far, Christy's not landing the big shots as cleanly as she'd like, and she just walked into a right hand there.
Good clean right by Belinda Laracuente as she backs off right now. She's a very savvy slick boxer, and she's only 21 years old. She's 17-3-1 with 9 knockouts. Christy 38-2-2 with 30 KOs.
Right now, Laracuente's using a great set of legs to keep her out of trouble. She's stepping off and around. Most of Christy's stuff is falling short and not landing clean.
Christy Martin, who knows only one direction, straight ahead, as you can see. Trying to go with the jab there to set up the right.
The 3 jabs missed, Steve, and again, Laracuente getting out of the way, getting out of harm's way.
Here's the street fight that Christy wanted.
And I'll tell you what, Christy landed a couple of good shots, but Laracuente got some in as well.
And the redness continues underneath the right eye of Christy Martin. Laracuente continues to try and stay out of the way of those heavy punches. Oh, a good straight right hand that nailed Christy right on the head.
And again, Laracuente ducked under. There's another right hand left hook that Christy got hit.
Laracuente getting the better of this exchange as well.
She really is, Steven. It's just by using tight defense, keeping her hands, and getting under the punches.
Round 2 in the books. Let's go to Jim Gray.
All right, thank you very much. We are in Felix Trinidad's locker room. We will now talk to Felix. We'll be translated by John Paul Gonzalez. Felix, you're taking a very big risk this evening. A fight with Oscar De La Hoya means millions and millions of dollars to you. It's at risk now should you lose. Are you concerned about this?
Bueno, si estás preocupado porque esto es un gran riesgo que estás tomando, una pelea con Oscar De La Hoya significa muchísimo dinero, millones de dólares. ¿Qué piensas tú en este momento?
Bueno, si hablando de riesgo, pues el riesgo vale la pena. Es una pelea por un título mundial. Y después, pues posiblemente, pues puede ser que venga alguna pelea con Oscar, pero en este momento es David Reed.
Well, a world title is worth the risk, but I'm doing what I have to do at this time.
Only the second time in 7 years that you will be fighting at this weight, 154. Is it an issue for you?
Bueno, esta es la segunda vez en tu carrera que vas a pelear en este peso de las 154 libras. ¿Es un problema para ti?
No es problema para mí. Este peso lo hice muy bien y creo que en este peso voy a estar pegando más fuerte y voy a tener mucho más fuerza.
Well, I'm going to have, he says, much more strength. It's a better weight for me, and my punch is going to be harder.
All right. Good luck to you. We look forward to the fight.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Back out to you, Steve.
All right, Jim. Round 3.
Laracuente came out, beat Christy to the punch with the right hand over the jab. And I'll tell you what, right now, I think she's frustrated Christy. You can see Christy mimicking her and doing some things. It's not characteristic of Christy to do this and fall into this game. Normally she just goes to work and does her thing.
Laracuente just smiling back at her, showing a good mix of boxing skills, punching and connecting, then able to duck beneath Christy's counter.
Unbelievable. She throws a nice 3-punch combination, makes Christy miss, and I'll tell you what, I don't think Christy's used to this kind of problems, this kind of trouble, especially with a fighter so much younger and lesser experienced.
Laracuente just smiling back at those taunts, a heavy right hand there, and then a clubbing shot illegally by Christy Martin.
Cost you a foul next time, okay? Keep your head up.
Dirty tactics by Christy Martin. What a right hand by Laracuente.
The key to this fight, Steve, Laracuente's defense. Christy has not been able to land clean, but she's been getting hit consistently. Little extra speed on Laracuente's punches, along with good upper body movement and leg movement, has been the difference.
The upstart, Belinda Laracuente, looking very impressive here. Trying to pull off scheduled for 8. Laracuente continues to have that grin on her face.
Cut under Christy's right eye. Right over Christy's right eye, she's cut. One of those left hooks found its mark.
And those jabs are finding their mark too from Laracuente. Good right hand there by Laracuente. Continues to score.
Steve, that was Laracuente's best round.
Good job, babe. Good job. Good job. All right, it's no problem.
No, I'm just not.
You're just up a little bit too straight, baby. Just a little bit too straight, okay?
Breathe deep first before you give me the water.
Watch out, Laracuente gets the shots in. She jumps in, nice jab there, moves out of the way. Another jab, right hand hook. And again, Christy's right hand grazes and misses. She's using her legs and using her arms, upper body movement. She's reacting very well. Later, a lead right hand. And here's where I think that Christy just starts to bang her on top of the head and just blatantly foul. That's just an awkward situation.
Have I won a round yet?
Yeah, you're in two. It's even.
That's when you know a fighter is in trouble when they ask you if you won any rounds yet.
Break the inside. Christy, break the inside. Watch your right hand.
And you're being very diplomatic and kind when you say awkward situation. Well, Lucia Riker earlier this week taunted Christy Martin out of the ring. Belinda Laracuente is doing it inside.
You know, I had an interview with Stan Hoffman, who manages Riker, and said that Riker just came to verbally challenge and call out Christy, and then Christy said some very foul things about her and shoved her, and that's when she hit her. It wasn't until she got shoved that she did it. So that's going to be the rumor from here and there.
The thought also crossed my mind that it might have been rigged. Oh, what a shot by Laracuente, straight on the face of Christy Martin. Martin with the chin.
And she keeps smiling, but she's getting hit.
She's never been down, Christy Martin. Never been off her feet. Now she's wailing away at the body, but Laracuente able to cover up. Well, this is the most damage we've seen Christy Martin absorb from a 21-year-old young lady from Miami by way of Puerto Rico. Christy just wailing away, but Laracuente has answers for everything.
Well, she's been lucky enough. She's holding her hands up high. Christy's coming wide with everything, really wide, using her strength to try and bull Laracuente, but she's not throwing straight, clean punches.
Non-stop action as we approach the final 30 seconds of round 4.
Nice combination to the body by Laracuente, and there, a jab.
And Belinda able to do the job while she's going backwards. Not too many fighters can do that.
Muhammad Ali's the only one I know besides Sugar Ray Robinson could beat to death going in the wrong direction.
It might be a little too early to say this, but could we be seeing the emergence of a new star in women's boxing?
You know what? At 21 years old with her limited experience, I think she is a star in the making, even if she loses here tonight, because she is doing something to a seasoned pro that can fight.
So quick landing with those jabs almost at will.
Mira hondo por la nariz, bota por la boca poco a poco. Busca, dame la lengua. Te llega, búscalo.
She says I'm getting short of air, and they're saying breathe through your mouth, not through your nose. So she is getting tired. The one facing him says keep throwing the right hand, right hand.
Tranquilo, vamos. She's breathing hard. Drink. I want you to jab, and send that right hand home. Don't raise up. Stab that front foot. You got 6 minutes of fighting left, so. Good round.
Sit there and come down.
Christy Martin does possess a lot of power, but she looks a lot slower than the 21-year-old challenger. And that lack of speed is enabling Laracuente to slip a lot of punches.
Thank you. Her husband gave her good advice, going behind the jab and throw the right hand home, but she's throwing it, looping around and over the top, and is not getting there quick enough. Laracuente has good reflexes, and she moves very well.
Big night for Belinda Laracuente to this point, and the fans at home see it that way too.
I have it 3-1. I think Christy did some damage in the last round, but that the first 3 rounds were clearly Laracuente's.
Maybe the best punch of the night by Christy Martin just now. Straight right hand. But it didn't seem to faze Laracuente much. Now Christy beginning to look frustrated. 1-2 combination to the head by Laracuente.
See, Laracuente does something that Christy's not used to. She blocks a shot, steps off, and fires back. And Christy's not used to getting hit after she lands some of her heavier punches.
Very smart, intelligent fight being fought by Laracuente. Wild swing and a miss off the left hook by Martin.
Don't grab her head.
Now Laracuente digging to the ribs.
Nice uppercut and left hook by Laracuente. There, see, she blocks 2 punches, slips under one, goes to the body with a nice combination.
Furious exchange here.
That was some good boxing, Steve.
Less than 30 seconds left in round 5. What a pace to this fight.
I thought
Well, Laracuente just walked into a straight right and she just shrugged it off.
You know what? Christy's right hand has been going over the top, over the top, over the top, and it's just not getting there. Laracuente straight like that.
Straight right hand, right down the pike.
I was just saying straight, and she's getting it there first.
Laracuente, maybe the hand is bothering Christy Martin, the result of that brawl in Los Angeles with Lucia Riker. Let's dissect this thing even further, Bobby, as we go inside the ropes.
Well, we're talking about the straightness of that right hand, and Laracuente has been landing it regularly on the inside. There's one's over that one's over the top. This one's straight. This one's probably going to be another straight right hand counter right down the middle, not looping. This one's right over the top of the jab. I mean, she has been consistent with it and accurate. I talked about it early. Had to be accurate, and the jab was well.
Es que tú estás más pendiente del agua, que no podemos trabajar. Vamos, no podemos trabajar si nosotros venimos a pelear, chica. Cada buen día, vamos, dale agua para que la tome.
You just work hard, work hard. You're not working hard
Ya, para carajo, vamos. Está tomando mucha agua.
They're not happy because she's not jabbing and not punching enough.
Tú querías esta pelea. Vamos a meter, vamos.
You wanted to fight, let's go get the
Vamos a
fight.
tirar las manos, olvídate del agua.
Forget about water, throw your hands. You wanted this fight, now you got it.
Belinda Laracuente, who is a boxer, but as you can see, not afraid to trade punches, and this against arguably the heaviest puncher in women's boxing.
You know, after the 3rd round, I thought that Christy Martin's weight and strength, the way she applies her body pressure, was getting to Laracuente, making her move, tiring her out. But the last round, Laracuente came back very solidly.
Oh, there's a straight right hand by Christy Martin, and Christy also eating some leather. What an exchange this is. Oh, a left hand right on the chin of Laracuente. They just continue to go out.
I'll tell you what, Christy got some good shots in, but she took as good as she got. Laracuente using better defense, not as reckless, fighting very well.
Well, that brought a lot of fans to their feet here at Caesars. Now they both look to regroup.
That was a very exhausting sequence of punches and absorption.
That was like something out of a Rocky movie.
Nice body shot there by Laracuente. Christy's a little tired. She's easing up the pressure and the pace. Laracuente's still moving, but also there's a little bit of fatigue in her step as well.
Yeah, buying some time right here by going in retreat, and also on the end of those jabs by
another right hand. Laracuente is landing that right hand so frequently, it's amazing that Christy hasn't made the adjustments. She's better than that.
Well, Christy has always been one to take a couple of shots to deliver one, but this time she may be paying the price. Again, Laracuente able to duck away. Laracuente just missed with that combination. We're here at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas, Nevada. A lot of boxing history here in this backyard. We're out behind the pool, behind the hotel at Caesars. This is a 10,000 seat temporary arena. They're going to tear this down at some point, put in an arena for good, and this will be the home of some tremendous fights from this point on. Ali Holmes was in this area, Leonard Hearns, and later tonight Trinidad versus Reed.
Martin has a good sequence here. Very early in the round she comes on, but see again, those punches are going around. There's a nice right hand that lands, but most of the stuff is going around. She walks into a few shots in the middle there, but Laracuente's defense and being tight on the inside, making the difference, keeping her in the fight, and allowing her punches to land a little more cleanly. But better round for Christy.
Dr. Flip Lemansky was into that Christy Martin corner a moment ago, checking things out. Christy taking somewhat of a beating here. She may be thinking, hey, I'd rather fight Lucia Riker right now.
See, the defensive moves that Laracuente is using, that is being the difference in this fight. Christy is missing with so many of those big shots and getting tagged. It's just amazing that she hasn't made certain adjustments.
We have seen some furious exchanges. We've marked the first 45 seconds of the last round. Looks like Christy will need to do more of that in the final 2 rounds to claim a victory. This is round 7. She is behind. Now she's got to knock Belinda out. Belinda's never been knocked down.
Well, Christy's going to turn it on. That's what she does. This is the type of fight she likes, except for the punishment she's taking.
She's throwing everything at Laracuente right now. Everything. Punishing shots to the body and head. Look at these shots by Christy Martin, but they're being absorbed by the very game Laracuente.
Laracuente standing in there, blocking well, picking her shots and getting some counters. Clearly it was Christy's domination of that particular sequence, but not enough damage was done, I think, for Christy to catch up. She's got a big hole to close, and only 2 rounds to do it.
Laracuente just weathering that onslaught by Christy Martin. What a barrage that was. Well, if that punch had connected, Christy would have been out. Martin tries to counter with a straight right, but Belinda Laracuente's too quick. And those jabs are just not finding a home by Christy Martin because of the speed and movement and quickness of Laracuente. Now, Christy says, you want to fight or what?
Hey, last round.
Last round, baby.
Easy with the water. Easy with the water. Let everybody first. Let everybody first.
Last round. We need this round. I think you won that round for Thomas, sir.
Pretty, baby. Ooh, those body punches were for you.
This is the last round. This is the last round.
Thank you. I was right before, eh? When I say that.
Hay que tirar en este round. Este round
Estamos perdiendo, pero qué difícil es esto para trabajar.
They're actually telling her we're losing this. We need this round.
Olvídate del agua. Coge aire, que es lo que hace falta. Vamos,
come on, air. You need air.
Estamos perdiendo.
This guy on the outside keeps telling her we're losing. We're losing.
Belinda, manos altas y trabaja tus manos.
Hands high and punch with your hands. You're losing this fight. I don't know what they're talking about.
Bobby, do you think she's losing?
I think that Christy needs 2 knockdowns or a knockout to win the fight. I think she's too far behind to win the fight by decision without 2 knockdowns, not just 1. 1 could pull her even, but 2 to win it.
8th and final round. Belinda has been the distance her last 5 fights, so she's in very good condition. Christy just looks like she's been plodding next to the 21-year-old Laracuente. Oh, beautiful 1-2 combination to the head by Laracuente. A straight right hand by Martin, but again, it's being absorbed by Laracuente.
See, Laracuente's hitting Christy on the wing and then getting out of the way. This is aggressiveness, but a not effective aggressiveness by Christy. Like that. She's coming in, but she's getting hit. She's not always hitting back.
Christy Martin going for the home run punch, the haymaker.
I don't think she has much choice here, Steve, and she's trying to get it home.
Looking, obviously, to knock out Laracuente here. To end this thing in dramatic fashion. Can she pull it off? Body shots by Christy Martin. Heavy shots.
I don't think Christy's ever missed this many jabs in 3 successive fights.
I don't think she's ever fought anybody this fast. Laracuente consistently getting away from a lot of those punches. 1-2 combination again to the head by Laracuente. And then she gets out of there wisely. 30 seconds left in the fight. And we may have a new star being born in women's boxing.
Barring a knockout right here, Steve, I think Laracuente has not only made her point, but she's won the fight, and she's done it in a very, very convincing fashion.
Can Christy pull off the dramatic knockout in the final 10 seconds? She's going to need it. She's going for everything here, but time is running out. That's it. I do believe a star is born. And her name is Belinda Laracuente.
Christy got outboxed the old-fashioned way. She got outsmarted, too.
And Belinda earned it.
Good job. Good job.
Well, they lifted Christy Martin up in that corner. Her trainer, manager, husband, Jim Martin, doing the honors, but I don't know. It's now in the hands of the judges. Carol Castellano, Dave Moretti, Patricia Jarman Manning, all from Las Vegas.
Don't forget, though, we're in Vegas.
Where anything can happen. Well, you're starting early, aren't you?
It's the fight game.
Yeah.
Beautiful performance by Belinda Laracuente, born in Bridgeport, Connecticut, grew up in Mayaguez, Puerto Rico, now living in Miami. And you have to wonder if that skirmish at the LA Boxing Club took something out of Christy Martin. She said it was a distraction, but that she was physically and mentally fit for tonight's fight. But I wonder if that will be used as somewhat of an excuse.
Well, if she should lose tonight, it's going to do a lot to hurt the possibility of that fight happening.
She was in trouble. I was never in trouble.
Well, there's no question about that. We do understand that Lucia is in attendance here tonight as well, and she's probably shaking her head. She's probably going, I wanted to fight Christy. Well, maybe the fight will still come off at some point, no matter what happens here
She ran
tonight.
like a freaking
21-year-old former teenage model, young lady who wants to own a funeral home someday, Belinda Laracuente.
Belinda, did she ever really hurt you?
She did give me a good, nice little fight.
All right, we're just about set for the official decision. Let's send it on up to Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds of boxing here at Caesar's Palace, we go to the scorecards with a majority decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Dave Moretti scores about 76 to 76, even a draw. Overruled by judges Carol Castellano and Patricia Jarman Manning. Both of them scored about 77 to 75 in favor of the winner, the coal miner's daughter, Christy Martin.
Incredulous. And you hear the reaction of the crowd.
Personally, I thought she got outboxed. I thought she got outworked. I thought that she had the right ideas, but she didn't do it well. She came in, she put on the pressure, but she ate a lot on the way in, and when she got inside, she ate a lot. I don't think she won the fight. I'm not sure what this does, but sure it does not hurt Laracuente. I don't think it can help Christy Martin.
I think a tainted victory for Christy Martin. I thought that Laracuente was robbed. Things off to a controversial start. Hopefully it's not an omen here in Las Vegas. Unbelievable. All right, coming up next, it'll be Joppy versus Zuniga. William Joppy, the WBA middleweight champ, but this is a non-title fight into the dressing room. A pro career that began in '93 has seen him win, lose, and then regain the middleweight crown. Always extremely cool and confident. Survived a career-threatening car accident a little over a year ago. Surrounded by solid boxing people, many of whom guided the stellar career of Sugar Ray Leonard. We'll see him a little bit later. We're set for post-fight reaction right now, and let's go to Jim Hill in the ring with Christy Martin.
All right, Steve, thank you very much. Well, Christy, you know, it was a very unpopular decision here.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm not going to make any excuses. Belinda put up a hell of a fight. I mean, excuse me, she ran a hell of a track meet. And, you know, I'm a fighter. I'm not a sprinter. So it was hard for me to catch up with her. And you know, I'm not gonna sit here and make an excuse, but I have had a hell of a week.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But she did display some boxing skills that you, quite frankly, haven't seen before.
Yeah, I said coming in, she's probably the best skilled boxer, mover, runner that I have seen, and I was right. You know, I did my studying, and I was right. But you know, she ran a little faster than I could run tonight, but I think I landed the harder shots.
What about the incident that happened in Los Angeles with Lucille Riker? I know there was some concern that you might not be able to fight tonight because of the injury to your hand.
Well, I have a few bumps and bruises, some serious bumps and bruises, but I had a commitment to Mr. King in this show. And one thing about Christy Martin, I try to always live up to what my commitments, and I tried to come out and put on a good show. Of course, I'm disappointed that I didn't knock her out, but you know, I just couldn't run fast enough to catch her tonight.
But as far as the thing with Lucille Riker is concerned, was that weighing very heavily on your mind throughout the course of the week?
Of course. I mean, you know, be honest with you, I haven't left my room simply because I'm paranoid. So Lucia, you know, I hope you're happy, but you're gonna pay. And I tell you what, you think you punch so hard, you think you're a man, you think you punch like a man, you don't even hit like a boy. You're a punk.
Is she next on the list for you?
Whoever Don King says he wants me to fight next, if he wants me to do a rematch, if he wants me to fight whatever woman he wants me to fight, I'm game.
Okay. All right, Christy, thank you so very much. And let's find out. Belinda, come in here for a second, please, dear. There was some thought that you had said earlier that you would not win a decision here in Las Vegas. How disappointed are you? Because most of the people thought here that you won the fight.
Actually, I really want a rematch. This is a highway robbery, to be honest. If she wants to, I could go 8 more right now, because everybody saw me win, even though people from in the house saw me win 7-1.
I was listening to Steve Albert and also Ferdy Pacheco and Bobby Chess, and at the end of the last round, everyone said a new star was born, and I know that has to be very disappointing to you.
I don't know what fight the judges were watching, but I really know that I won, even though her corner saw me win. So, anyways.
Obviously, your stock has risen with this fight, even though you did lose a decision. How would you like to fight Lucille Riker?
Anyways, I'm ready for anybody, and Lucille Riker is a good fighter. I admire her. I got respect for her, and I got respect for Christy. But what they did right now, it wasn't fair.
All right, Belinda, thank you so much, and good luck to you in the future.
Thank you.
Okay, Steve, back to you at the ringside now.
All right.